Cheltenham's revenge is exacted. Giovanni sacks off the Reggae Boys just in time for us to get booted out of the League Cup. And we've signed someone, but we don't know who.
Hello and welcome to the Big Bank Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Hello. We don't know who. It's happening as we speak, but it's not yet been revealed.
No.
In the meantime,
seen his sort of like bottom of his chin, have we, and his forearms.
He's got a fine beard.
Yeah.
Forearms
we can tell you this.
Yeah.
It is a man.
Yes.
It's a man.
Yes.
That's about it.
Okay.
That's all we can say at the minute.
That's all we got. More on this as we get the updates, Dan.
It's coming in. Shall I put some sort of alert on? Is that
Could
possible?
you? Yeah, that'd be very wonderful. In the meantime, we'll talk about the football. Hopefully not for too long. Exeter City played 2 games, lost 1-0 at home to Cheltenham Town, and got beaten on pens by Gillingham away.
Yeah, a good week all round.
Week all round. Most of our people seem to miss at least one of the games. Sweeney and Giovanni were missing Cheltenham for different reasons.
Yeah.
And Matt Taylor was missing last night for a different reason. Same reason.
Yeah. Babies all over the shop.
Babies and international call-ups.
Yeah.
My 2 favourite things.
Mine too. So Sweeney had a baby, so he didn't play the
Yeah.
weekend. Taylor had a baby, so he didn't play.
Didn't turn out.
Manage.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we're at the Carabao.
See you later.
And
that's a shame, innit?
That is a shame. I was hoping for something.
Should we come on to that? Should we do the old Cheltenham game first?
Okay. So
Saturday just gone.
Saturday
Cheltenham
just gone.
Town at home.
Remember, we just beat them 7-0.
Yeah.
I saw someone on Twitter saying, well, of course, that always happens. And someone was like, prove it. And they were like, and they gave some weird Premier League example from the past. And I was like, oh,
yeah, I'm not sure you could prove it. It's a thing, isn't it, I suppose?
Seems to be a thing.
Like, obviously they don't want that to happen again. So there's some extra incentive there. And, yeah, they used that result to batter us into submission. I wasn't there. I was off surfing on an artificial wave.
Yeah.
You might remember I was a bit sceptical.
That's not taking drugs, by the way.
No. I was a bit sceptical about it. Oh, is this going to be fun? Because I'm a bit of a, misery. But it was great fun. Really good. I'd recommend it if you
okay.
like that sort of thing. Water sports.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you had a nice time. We all had less of a nice time at St James Park.
Yeah. What happened then?
Well,
so there's no Giovanni.
No Giovanni.
So Matt J sort of started in that position.
No Sweeney. So Stubbs was in. Diabate was on the right of the 3 centre-backs.
That didn't work out quite
and
so well.
And Caprice, not Key. No. Well, do you know what? First half, we were all over them. First 10 minutes, I was like, this could be 7-0 all over again.
Okay.
Loads of pressure, loads of the ball. They were attacking the away end. City were attacking the away end. We didn't see any of it at our end. Jamal looked mildly bemused by the whole thing. And lots of pressure. Not a lot of shots, a lot of corners. A few shots. Matt J, one that squirmed wide. There were a couple that just kind of missed people's heads. Of course, what you realise is...
lacking a bit of end product there?
We were lacking the ball in. And so Giovanni obviously missing. So Collins on the corners, as we know from last season and seasons before, he's not as good as...
Well, it's kind of when you've got the full strength, it's kind of double-pronged thing, isn't it? Because you can attack down the wings.
Yeah.
And then either cross it in from there, or that frees up space through the middle of Giovanni to do his thing there as well, So,
and then you realise how good a crosser Sweeney is, and how he will do a cross in from deep, and causes trouble. If not, results in goals. Oh,
totally. And also just his like the way he releases Key down the right hand side. I know neither of them there, or whoever it is. The way he kind of like that link up down that side is so vital to how we create chances.
That's right. And Caprice had a few things where it like kind of came off his ankles, and it wasn't that he had a bad game, but he's just a different player to Josh Key, isn't it? Diabate, I think, probably did have a bit of a... You just realise that people were there waiting for him to cross it, and he had the ball in the final...
From the small amount I've seen of Diabate, I don't know certainly not yet. If he's that kind of player,
He wasn't that kind of player. So I'm working.
He's not. I wouldn't say he's sort of got this sort of the sort of cultured right foot of Pierce Sweeney, for example. And we were just saying last week about how good he is at just doing the kind of like the ugly part of defending. Do you know what I mean? That comes from like being in the centre of that midfield, booting everything away, covering every gap, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I know he had that ball over the top that led into a goal last week or whatever, but not so much kind of work in the channels. No. I wouldn't say.
No. So people were kind of getting on his back a bit. I thought it was a bit ridiculous.
I mean, I think a lot of this happens a lot with us because we've got such a kind of academy-based squad.
Yeah.
It's essentially an academy squad with added extras, isn't it? That's how we kind of operate, really, especially now. People forget that they are these... Diabate's 20, and he's played, under, I don't know how many, but less than 50 men's league games.
Yeah.
So, you can't expect... And it's clearly not his best position.
No. So that was the first half, really. And we looked all over them. We really did.
Yeah.
Second half, they came out and straight away, the manager had obviously said to them, like, you've done the thing I asked you to do. We'll be happy with the draw here. Like, you can start wasting time, lads. And honestly, from 46 minutes, mad amount of time wasting, mad amount of falling over, mad amount of booting it 100 miles away, every opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, they were being absolute doofuses. Dicks. And the ref did not deal with it and started giving, like we've had before with this guy, started giving insane free kicks in different ways for no reason.
Yeah. I noticed in Matt Taylor's post-match interview, he was like, he wasn't even trying to disguise the fact that he's just like massively criticising the referee.
The referee was terrible. Honestly, I try and always think they're trying their best. It must be really hard. It was appalling. It was appalling to the point where, I mean, the time wasting was obscene.
Yeah.
He didn't get a card out for it until 80 minutes.
Right.
I think, something like that. Honestly,
damage had been done by then. That's what
damage had been done.
Matt Taylor said.
So they got a goal.
It sounds a little bit like we're making excuses for it, doesn't it? But it's not. It's both things at the same time. Like City can have been nowhere near good enough, and also the ref been annoying.
Absolutely,
both things can be true.
So they got on a goal on about 55, and it was their one shot, and it was well worked, and kind of the centre backs got pulled out as I think probably Caprice wasn't where he should have been, and the ball comes in. And he just finished really nicely. It was their only shot, put it right in the corner. Jamal couldn't have done anything. And then from then on, it was times 10,
Yeah.
Lime. At one point, we all saw it. Everyone saw it. Man just falls over on the halfway line. He's on his knees, goes to stand up. One of his teammates comes and taps him on the back of the head. And he remembers what he's supposed to be doing and just lies flat down for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, so I had a bit of the... after my... surf.
Yeah. I'm doing the
loose shackers.
I'm doing the loose shackers that you can't hear that, listeners, but I am doing them.
Yeah. I had the radio on.
Yeah.
And I heard this bit happen.
Oh yeah.
This bit of controversy. I mean, whatever. You do what it takes to win. And that's what Cheltenham did. It's not good to watch though, is it? It's not something to be kind of like proud of.
No.
I mean, I suppose it gets you the 3 points, but...
It wasn't good to watch, but that particular incident, because of where it was, there's the fourth official right there. There's two linesmen, particularly the linesman on that side, really close.
Yeah.
The ref's not far away. And you're like, I'm disappointed you haven't seen that. Or at least...
It's a bit annoying, isn't it? That like this is a kind of like everyone knows this is a thing. And there's only one way to sort it out, which is to start punishing people for time wasting and doing these things. If we don't want it in the game. I don't know if maybe the FA don't mind it. I don't know why that would be the case. But there's only one way to do it. I thought at the start of the season there's this whole thing they were going to clamp down on it. But if anything, it seems like they've clamped up on it.
Yeah, that's a well-known thing. I just... Oh man, it's like honestly, everyone was so cross, and I was cross myself. And then we had some. So then Taylor throws the absolute bus at it.
Yeah, Sonny Cox comes on, doesn't he?
He made
league debut.
He made 3 changes, I think, straight away. Key comes on, Keggs comes on, Sonny Cox comes on a bit later. Used all 5 subs. Really went for it, and he just couldn't find a way through.
Yeah.
I thought Keggs grew into the game. At first, he was just doing the sideways passing, and I think, in fairness to him, he clocked that wasn't good enough
Yeah.
in a way that some of our other young players haven't clocked in the past. So he then started picking it up and just running at them, which was quite effective. Sonny Cox looks, as we've heard, bigger and stronger than I expected.
Oh yeah.
And gave him a run for their money. Nombe probably could have got an equaliser, but Sparks ran in front of him 3 yards out from goal.
Oh god.
There was kind of a weird crossover, like.
Yeah, so we weren't quite at it.
We weren't quite at it. I think we really missed Giovanni, and honestly, we missed Sweeney.
The thing is, yeah, and we'll come on to the squad, but this just, I mean, that shows how flimsy the.
I mean, in theory, you think, though, if you can bring on Josh Keane, you can bring on. Anyway, and then the other thing to say is, my favourite thing that happened, on about 90, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes added time, Jamal comes up for the corner and almost gets the winning touch.
Wow. That's the second time he's done that in a week, isn't it? Gone up for the corner.
Loves it.
Hey, can I just interrupt to
Please.
say
What?
welcome to the club,
Yes.
Raheem Harper.
From Ipswich.
Season-long loan
Wow.
from Ipswich Town.
Ipswich in our league, of course.
Yeah. Is that good? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know anything about him.
We're rapidly Googling, listeners, as I'm sure you are as well. Raheem Harper. Well, he sounds...
Like, where does he even play?
He's a midfielder. I know a bit about him because I'd heard a rumour and I looked it up.
What sort of midfielder?
He's played as a midfielder. So he's from West Brom's academy, which obviously we know has got quality. He's been at Blackburn Rovers. He's been at Birmingham City. He left West Brom to join Ipswich last summer. Has he played any games? We don't know. Honestly, this is the kind of hot journalism you can expect from us here. He played 16 games in the Championship for West Brom. He's played 18 games in the Championship for Birmingham. He played 13 for Ipswich in League One and 15 for Crewe in League One last year. Crewe relegated, of course.
Ah.
He's a midfielder.
Central midfielder, it
Okay.
says here, according to transfermarkt.co.uk.
He's played England's under-19 standard. So he's obviously no slouch. Looks like he's
Okay.
not yet fulfilled his promise.
So we've signed a centre midfielder.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
We still need a striker, Matt Taylor. Is there one coming?
Could have been a striker, that, couldn't it?
That would have been nice. But there we are. That's something. That is something. That's a body. With League One experience, that's worth saying.
Definitely, yeah. And that's what we need.
Welcome, Raheem.
Welcome, mate. There you go.
Do you think
That's
he's
the
any
first we've
ready-
ever had a
That's amazing.
live transfer on the podcast.
It's like being on the radio.
Maybe we're not the first to do it. I don't know.
I imagine when your club site, like Nottingham Forest at the minute, you probably can't pick a time not to be recording a podcast when a transfer comes in.
Yeah, but I mean, for us,
For
that's
us,
it's
quite
the coincidence.
the stars aligning.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
hope Raheem Harper is a star
Yes.
for Exeter.
That's good. That's very good.
Let's hope he can align himself with, I don't know, other famous Harpers. Harper Collins.
Harper Marks. That was Harpo.
Harper, oh yeah, Harper Collins. That's two people, Harper Collins, isn't it?
Was it? Oh, you mean the book publishers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben Harper, erstwhile grunge troubadour from the noughties.
Yeah, brilliant. What other Harpers are there? Harper 7, David Beckham's daughter.
Good. There's that
Football.
football club in Scotland, of course. Harper Midlothian. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
This is just off the cuff. This is what you can kind of quality you can expect. Anyway, that's good. That's a signing. In the meantime, of course, so we had this game Saturday. Giovanni's in Austria, Österreich, if you will.
Yeah. So what happens there, right? They're supposed to play in 3 games.
Yeah.
One against Ghana.
Yeah.
One against
Morocco.
one against Qatar.
Yeah.
The Ghana game's called off.
Yeah.
Don't know why Ghana can't get there. Something like that. Anyway.
They got to the airport and the plane had already Ghana.
Yeah. Ghana have to do better than that.
Oh, yeah, I really am. Good.
Yeah, so we didn't play. That doesn't happen. Then the Jews played the next game yesterday.
Yeah.
And then the news comes through that Giovanni's done one.
Yes.
Back to Sybil Street with him.
Yeah, Matt Taylor's put up the Giovanni Brown shushing symbol over the city, and he's responded.
What, the big light, like the Batman?
The Batman logo.
Yeah.
The bat signal. Bat
Yeah.
signal, that's what it's called.
Yeah. The shush signal.
Yes.
The Jev single. Yeah.
That one. Anyway, he's come back.
Anyway, they've sort of hinted at that. Again, I know I didn't watch the match. Did I mention I was surfing? But in Matt Taylor's interview, he said Giovanni might be back sooner rather than later or something like that. So
do you think they've had a text conversation?
I reckon he's
How's it going, Giovanni?
I reckon he's just sort of said to him like,
Rubbish.
"Oh, we really could do with you back here. Is it that good? Is it that good in Austria? What's Austria famous for?
Well, there's one thing that we don't try not to mention.
Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Leather. No, that's Bavaria, isn't it? That's not Austria. What else is Austria famous for?
It must be something.
Vienna, Mozart.
Oh, Vienna.
Yeah, and that. Mozart, presumably, is their more favoured son.
Yeah. Mozart, castles, palaces.
Yeah.
Not much.
No, well.
The Alps.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there you have to share the Alps with a number of countries, of course.
Yeah. Home of Red Bull energy drinks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hence why they have Red Bull Salzburg, I suppose.
Yeah, they're not supposed to call that, are you?
No, they're RB now.
Austrian food such as Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel, I believe it's called.
Okay. One of the things on this website saying what is Austria known for, one of them is the Austrian flag. That's number 2. Number 2 on the list.
Dear me.
Not a lot.
Of course, the Austrian flag, very similar to the Exeter City.
Coffee houses. Oh, they ain't got them anywhere else either. That's number 3. Classical music.
Fairness, the classical music they can have.
Yeah, true. Skiing, yeah, fine. Oh, Freud.
Freud, of course, Freud.
Sigmund Freud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although he was born in Freiburg, which is now technically in the Czech Republic.
In fairness to Austria...
Not their decision.
And also Austro-Hungarian Empire was,
Gustav Klimt.
Good bit of post-modernity.
Yeah.
Anyway,
painter.
Giovanni didn't like it. He didn't like Klimt. He didn't like Mozart. He certainly didn't like Hitler. He shushed Hitler. And back he came.
Number 16 on the list of things that Austria is famous for.
Yeah.
Austrian traditions.
What comes 17 after that?
The picture accompanying this section is a picture of 2 cows with flowers all over their heads.
God, honestly, it must be rubbish in Austria.
No, that sounds pretty good to me. In Austria, brides get kidnapped by the groom's friends. Luckily, this is less menacing than it sounds. They take her bar hopping, and when she is eventually found, the groom must pay ransom to get her back. Ha ha ha. So it's a little old-fashioned, but I think it's quirky and endearing. This is fondly referred to as Brautraub in Austrian.
By the way,
German.
this isn't Dan speaking. This is him quoting a website.
This is someone's blog they've written about why Austria is famous.
Brautraub.
So obviously we've forgotten about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah.
Why isn't he at the top of the list?
Second to the Austrian flag.
He's lower than the Austrian flag in things that Austria's known for.
All right. Sorry, Arnie.
Arnie, hang on. Maybe there's more. Maybe the bottom of the list is where the good stuff is.
It's like a countdown, but wrong.
High quality of life.
Can you tell, listeners, that these games have been rubbish?
Swarovski crystals.
So, last night was the Carabao Cup, not Red Bull, but the Carabao, China's answer to Red Bull. And
no, it's not Chinese. It's like Vietnamese.
Oh, is it? Okay. And
Singapore? Don't know.
Okay. And we, of course, had a magnificent 7-0 away win at Cheltenham in the first round.
Yeah, flying through this competition, aren't we? And then we get handed
a very nice League Two.
Yeah, we're all thinking of basically a bye into the next round. Gills.
The Gills. Can't score. 0-0. And, of course, the old Sweeney goes off injured. Thanks very much.
Yep.
Not because of pregnancy or birth.
Well, yeah, no, presumably not.
Presumably not. And gets a pens, which I've started calling pens. I'm not happy about. Penalty shootout.
Pens, don't they?
Yeah, maybe they do. And both teams score the first 5 each.
Yep. Josh Key has his saved, decent save. It's not one of those penalties that's unsavable.
No.
But it's not
the worst.
And then their fella scores their 6th, so we're out.
We're
Cheers.
out.
Thanks very much. Not a good week.
That is not a good week.
Raheem Harper aside.
Welcome, Raheem. Hope you weren't watching the pens.
We had Scott Brown playing last night.
Oh yeah, of course. So
poor old Brown. He's basically out there every week going like, I don't want to play football anymore. Please stop making me go in goal. I hate it. My arms are sore. My back hurts. I'm over it. I just want to coach. No, sorry, Scott, you're playing.
is this a problem with Jamal? It must be.
He's on the bench, so I guess he's just sort of being rested. He's not. He had some ankle issue that wasn't quite fit when he arrived. I can assume it's that.
Right, so it's that. One game a week for as much as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, obviously, we all would have liked to have been drawn against Spurs or Manchester United or whatever next week, but...
Oh, it's bound to happen, isn't it?
What, Gillingham get them?
Yeah.
But, I get it. Obviously, staying in league... I don't get it. Obviously, the ideal world is we'd already have 6 new players in. We could afford to try and win the Carabao. Maybe we were trying to win, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't exactly a weak side.
No,
put out.
Bad performance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be optimistic and say,
well, we don't want to get too
down
about it,
No, of course not.
It's been a good start to the season so far. It's been very frustrating with transfers, but it's been a funny old summer for everyone, hasn't it, transfer-wise,
Yep.
Nottingham
Forest to sign.
Yeah, and it is what it is, Hopefully there'll still be more to come. It's good that we've signed someone today. I'm not sure it's exactly what we needed, but it's good nonetheless. Someone with experience, because otherwise at the minute it's just kind of Keg stepping it in.
I'd say that's he's obviously got League One experience.
Yeah.
30 games last season in League One for 2 different teams, so that's not to be sniffed at. Plus Championship experience, plus League One experience with other teams.
Champions League.
Championship.
Oh.
So he probably goes above Kegs, and maybe he's going to push Kite for a place.
We'll see, I suppose. That we'll see how that one plays out. But it's good to get someone in, and that's the positive thing from this week. We do need more. The season's been good. It's disappointing to be out of the cup. It's disappointing to lose at home to Cheltenham. I mean that
was so predictable.
Saying that out loud actually made it even more disappointing. Cheltenham home. We hardly lost any home games last season. This is not one we should have been on the list to lose. Bearing in mind we could expect probably to get battered by a couple of teams, maybe.
Yeah. I'd say this, and maybe people who are there would disagree with me, but I would say we were close to getting a goal first 10 minutes. Like, honestly, they were just sitting 8, 9, 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
The kind of things that Kite scored this season, or Matt Jay would have scored this season.
Well, we've scored a lot of goals, haven't we? So it's not. I don't think we should be suddenly like with 2 games in a week where we should have probably beaten both those teams.
Yeah,
and we should could have scored a goal or 2.
Yeah,
but we don't want to get too carried away.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that Cheltenham game, we were unlucky not to score in the first half, and if we score in the first half, that game's over already.
Yeah,
like honestly. They were rubbish.
Well, they wouldn't be able to do that whole kind of play for a draw thing.
No, that's right.
This is what happened to Wickham.
Yeah, exactly. And they weren't any good. Like, that one attack they had was good, but they couldn't get anything else together, and they didn't want to. Like, they were so set up for...
No, but it's one gone, isn't it? It's like a life used up.
Yes, but actually, already, we've done good work so far. So we recover this weekend. It's forgotten.
Yeah.
Anyway... this weekend and more coming up in a second. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can get in touch with us in all the normal ways. BigBangPod@gmail.com, @BigBangPod on Twitter, and we're on Facebook as well. This Saturday, Dan.
Yep.
We make the long old trip to Accrington Stanley.
Is that in the north?
It's a long way north.
Okay.
Lancashire. And they play at the Wham Stadium. We haven't been there in a while. They got
the Wham Stadium?
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that.
Well, I do, because I've looked it up.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the research where it matters.
You good. Yes.
I was hoping it was going to be Wham the bar, Wham bar, like the sweets. 10p little bars.
Yeah.
It's a kind of cousin of the Highland Toffee.
Yes, made by McEwen's.
Maybe, yeah.
But
it's nothing to do with that. No, it's a plastics company, and they make sort of Tupperware and that.
Oh right.
And sort of plastic garden furniture,
Oh.
sun loungers,
Oh. A few of them in the away end?
food storage boxes.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Accrington Stanley, of course, kind of, what's the phrase? Like, working way above their kind of, where they should be. They get about 1,500, don't they, to a home match?
Do they? Yeah.
Really work hard. Their chairman, Andy Holt's the kind of
He's the
voice.
one who's having a pop at iFollow.
He's the
isn't
kind
he?
of voice of reason about how badly treated lower league clubs are by the EFL and by the
Oh,
FA.
yeah. I'm all for that.
He's really interesting. Like, there's loads of
I don't
interesting
know why you
stuff. that he's
flogged your
done.
stadium to a plastic merchant, but other than that, I'm on board.
John Coleman's the manager. Been there a really long time, twice I think, but
Okay.
been there 8 years or something.
Beef with iFollow. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That him and Piers Sweeney both.
Yeah.
He also did. They do a really interesting thing. They give away loads of shirts, like 300 shirts every year to like kids who leave primary school in Accrington.
Oh, right. Okay.
To try and, because obviously they're surrounded by massive clubs,
Yeah.
so to try and get them
Get them along.
free tickets or cheap tickets and all that stuff. So, as a club, very commendable. As a rival, I hope we absolutely wallop them.
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be a difficult one. They're 12th currently.
6 points, one less than us.
Yeah, so they've had a few draws. I know that they had a 4-4 draw with Burton.
Oh, yeah.
Albion back along, and they drew with MK at the weekend as well.
I mean,
Would you take a draw at this stage?
I think a draw away from home that far.
I think to be honest, if you're asking me about any away games and ask you to take a draw, I'd say yes to all of them. So
Yeah.
I probably would.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hopefully, we've got Giovanni and Nombe back in partnership. I see that as our best route to winning games.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's other factors, of course, but that's.
I think when they're
definitely-
high functioning, which is when they're on the pitch, they're generally high functioning, and it just enables everyone else, doesn't it? Like it causes disorder and disarray amongst the opposition because they're so, difficult to handle.
Yeah.
Which gives space to Kite, gives space to Jay, it gives space to Sweeney and Key and whoever.
Yeah, exactly. And you think like teams you got to kind of, we can push them with these wing backs and wide men, and then if you can't and if you try and deal with that, you got this kind of partnership link up between these two kind of very talented forward players through the middle as well.
Yeah.
So really hope. I mean, I don't see why not. Them two should be starting, shouldn't they?
I should think so. That everyone looks fine.
Yeah.
It's good to see Nombe. I don't want to curse it, of course, but got a few games under his belt. Looks great.
Absolutely, yeah. Looks fit, doesn't he? To me, absolutely tearing it after defenders in possession.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love to see it. And then following Tuesday, the 30th, we've got Newport in the Papa John's.
Papa John's, yeah.
So that's up and running then.
Yeah, that's
Everyone's
at home.
delighted.
Yeah, great.
That's at home, followed by MK at home the following Saturday. So MK, I think, are going to be fancying their chances at promotion this year. Got a very good squad.
Pushing on for that, are they?
I think so. Picked up like Louis Barry from Villa, haven't they, on loan? And
Oh, yeah.
signed a few good players. I think that's... in my mind, they're an absolute nothing club. They've been made by that plastic company that sponsor Accrington Stanley.
Well, yeah. I mean, they shouldn't exist, I'm sure.
They shouldn't exist, but
Accrington
you look
Stanley
and
man
suddenly you're like,
agrees.
oh, they're getting quite a lot at home matches. They're obviously really investing. They're finding good, So it is what it is, isn't it? But it's not an easy week, to be honest. A consecutive Tuesday, Saturday, even though it's Papa John's, with actually, given that we've just thrown away those last two games, suddenly you've got the sticky patches start, don't they? We're going to see a lot of these this season.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough season, isn't it? Is this when we sort of came unstuck last year? This time, no, it was.
No, we were already unstuck, weren't we?
Oh yeah, then we became stuck around
Yes.
this time. Then we became unstuck again
Yes.
around Christmas. Right, December was dreadful for us, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
you
hopefully
know.
Sweeney's injury's not too bad.
Yeah,
Hopefully Stubbs can hang around.
looks like it's good to see him getting minutes.
It was
too.
as great as ever.
Yeah.
As great as ever.
Good. Yeah, well, we saw when we first signed, he might need kind of a run in games to kind of get back up to his, the heights of last season.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's happening.
Do you know what? It was good to see Cox, actually, and I thought it was only 20... No, it wasn't even that. 10 minutes
Yeah,
against a team where everyone was behind the ball.
yeah,
But he already looked like he had more about him than
Some of those lone guys
Yeah.
we had in the past, whatever.
Yeah, more than Zanzala
Yeah.
straight away. And I thought, oh, okay.
All right, yeah. I'm
Okay.
looking forward to seeing him, actually.
Hopefully now
Yeah.
that'll be a thing, you know.
We definitely need to sign another striker. There's
Agreed.
no doubt about that.
But if Cox is a reliable 20 minutes off the bench sub who can actually do things,
Yeah.
and we get another striker in, that's just about okay.
Yeah,
Just
I think
about.
it's already but I think it's already shown us enough that it's a big if that we can keep Brown and Nombe in there. Do you know what I mean, there's already
You lose one or
one
both
game
of them.
he's gone, and it's all gone to shit.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone to shit.
It hasn't,
It's good.
but-
It's
but
all still fine.
It just shows there's a fragility. I think 4 players is what we need. Still need. We've had Rakeen today.
Looking unlikely in it now that we'll get 4 more, but I think
It's
you're
a
right.
week, isn't it? We've got
Yeah.
a week,
Yeah.
and we've got that Papa John's game on the. Is that on the last day of transfer window? No, day before.
I mean, get that out. I mean, literally, like we were saying last week, just get anyone to do that. Some of the ladies from the kiosk,
Yes.
they can. Maybe they can play.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure. Give them a red and white shirt.
stick one on and let them. Go for it. Whoever,
Surprises.
youth players, stick them all on
I'm
there.
I'm available. Like I said, I'd
Anyone.
fancy the people from the kiosk to do a better job than me, to be honest.
I reckon they could. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, a signing and no points and the end of the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
That's the week that just happened.
Well, that's what happens. We've had some ups, we've had some downs.
Yeah. On the plus side, at least no one's kidnapped my bride, and I've had to.
No, everyone knows a little bit more about Austrian culture now, don't they? Do you
They
mean
do.
us included?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thanks everyone for listening. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
Auf Wiedersehen.